Well, good morning. It is Sunday, the 22nd of September, which means there are exactly 7 days until the Loch Ness Marathon. It's a miserable day, and I'm out on my final long run of my training block. Welcome to PKS Runs. Well, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is PKS Runs. I am a sub 3 hour marathoner. I am 7 days away from running the Loch Ness Marathon. And if you've been following the channel over the last 10 to 12 weeks, you will know that I am desperately trying to achieve a good for age qualifying place for the London Marathon 2025. So that you're all caught up, here is a summary of the backstory. Last January I decided to sign up for the Manchester Marathon. I wanted to have a go at running a marathon. I had absolutely no idea how I would do. I wasn't in the best shape of my life. I wasn't in bad shape, and I had a tentative goal of running a sub 3 hour. I didn't know if this was going to be possible or not, but I wanted to give it a go anyway. I got that goal and secured a time of 2:59 and 17 seconds, which was good enough to earn me a good for age qualifying place at the London Marathon this year, 2024. Sadly, about a month and a half out from the marathon, I got a stress fracture on my foot and was unable to walk, unable to train, and in fact had to pull out of the marathon altogether. And it has been bugging me ever since. Morning. And I've been on a quest to get another good for age qualifying time so that I can get a place in London 2025. This is my story. So it's just worth saying at this point, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Great to have you watching. If you could do me a massive favour and like and subscribe to this video, that would really help me. It really does encourage me when people like and when people leave me comments. Let me know what you're training for. Let me know what you find encouraging about these videos. Maybe you just like watching someone else suffer. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. But it's great to have you here. And each week I've been giving a bit of a summary of the following week's, or rather the preceding week's training. And this is that video. Look at last week's training, my penultimate week. What was I doing? The taper started. So how has that looked? And in this video I'm going to tell you all about it. So this week has been about the taper, about dialing back the volume and the intensity. Not altogether though, that would be a mistake. It's about keeping the legs fresh but also keeping them working. Don't want to get the legs lazy. So this week has mainly involved easy miles. Okay, so last week started with a rest day. That was on Monday. I did get out to the gym in the morning, but there was no running. I got out for a dog walk, so you know, keeping the body active but giving the legs a little bit of a recovery from the running. On Tuesday I got out for my first run of the week, actually in Salisbury, where we used to live and where the PKS Runs journey began almost 20 months ago. And I got out for a great run with my friend Toby. Did about 7.3 miles in total, and it was just great to catch up with him. We used to run a lot together when I was in Salisbury, and in fact he was really the motivation for me to start running properly again about 2 years ago, when he took it upon himself to sign me up for a half marathon, which at full capacity I completed in about an hour and 50 minutes. Heart rate as high as can be, was overweight. It was a mind over matter scenario. So Toby, thank you. You have a lot to be responsible for. So alongside the running this week, I've also been making final preparations and thinking about everything that I'm going to possibly need for the marathon. I've been making sure that I've got the exact running gear that I want, that I've got my fueling, that I've got all of the technical gear. Really, you don't want to be doing this in the last week of marathon prep. So this is all done. I do not need to worry about what I am going to be taking with me. There will be a video going live on Friday night, which will talk you through everything that I will be taking out on the marathon on Sunday. So do tune in, like and subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you don't miss that video. It will be an interesting one. I might even do another video at some point to tell you exactly how much all of that costs, because I think you'll be quite surprised at how expensive it is to attempt to run a fast marathon. On Wednesday it was time for another change of scenery, and I got out for a speed session at Rickmansworth Aquadrome, another one of my hunting grounds. Grew up in Chorleywood in Hertfordshire, so I used to go down to the Aquadrome with my mates to drink beers, listen to loud music, play football, all the kind of stuff that teenagers do. I wasn't there for that purpose this time. I was there to train, and to train hard. So the workout was as follows: a 15-minute warm-up at an easy pace, and really for that easy pace I'm just trying to keep the heart rate under 140. That's my general rule of thumb. That's what I'm trying to do today. Then that was followed by 6 lots of 1200 meters, broken up into 800 meters at around 6:10 per mile pace, with the final 400 meters just pushing that pace to between 5:55 and 6:05, followed by 1 minute walking rest. So 6 lots of that, and a 15-minute cool down again at easy miles. And wow, what a workout. Sorry, I'm going uphill at the moment, so this is going to be slightly harder. It was an absolutely cracking workout. It was made harder by the fact that it was a very warm evening, and frankly the ratio of flies to oxygen was unbearable. So I came in from that run absolutely covered in flies. I think I ran about 9 miles in total, maybe 9.5. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see. But another really solid workout. Really happy with that, and nice to be in a different environment. On Thursday morning I got out for a run with my sister around Croxley Green, another venue, another location, and this really was very easy 5k, because that day I was attending a charity golf day and didn't want to burn too much energy on my running, needed to leave a bit of space for pars and even a birdie.
Here we are, PKS runs, playing golf, or trying to. He's got this putt, probably about a 10-footer, a little bit of right to left for eagle. He's just boomed it over 300 yards straight down the middle, played a 9-iron into this green. Wedge. Sorry, it was wedge. See that? It's just extending the video commentary. He needs it to run for 45 seconds. Here we go. For eagle. Big points for the team. Don't miss. Words cannot describe what we've just seen.
So on Friday I was back in Bridgewater, and a 10-mile run. This was broken down into 3 miles at a easy pace, 4 miles at marathon pace, so 6:40 per mile, and another 3 miles at easy pace. And honestly, this run was an absolute cracker. It really felt so good. The easy miles felt easy. The marathon pace miles, I was averaging about 6:30 to 6:35 per mile, and they felt really comfortable. And the easy miles again at the end were nice and easy, and a great confidence boost with, you know, 10 days, well, 9 days out until the marathon, just to know that the legs are performing, the legs are firing well. It's just a great confidence boost. You know, this week isn't about trying to do anything new. It's really about just trying to reinforce, remind the body what that marathon pace feels like, and, you know, just dial it in just a little. So happy with that run. I've also been working this week on mindset and really positive talking to myself, trying to get myself into a headspace where I really believe that I can do this, because I know that on the day there are going to be significant struggles. There will be moments where I am finding it tough, where I'm going to want to give up, and having practiced some of those mantras, having practiced some of those positive thoughts, I will be prepared for those moments. Honestly, I feel good. I feel ready. I feel up for it. I feel fit. I feel fitter than I ever have. So that is such a positive thing to go into a marathon with. Honestly, I think I've got still more to go. I've got plenty of runway in these legs. So assuming we hit 2:55, which we will, we'll soon start to work into what the next PB target is. So on to Saturday. Yesterday, another easy run, 6 miles with the addition of strides. What are strides? Strides are short efforts at about 95% of capacity. So they're fast. They are all about raising the heart rate, but also helping to work on form. So really thinking about running well. The faster you run, the more naturally your legs, muscles fire in that correct way. Believe it or not, my running form gets worse the slower I get. So there were 6 of these efforts with about a minute rest or so in between. They were literally 20-second reps. So the pace was about between 4:40 and 5-minute mile pace. Not really focusing on the actual pace, honestly, just focusing on counting down 20 seconds, which is actually quite hard when your feet are turning over so fast and you're thinking about those and you think about counting. A better man would be able to do it, but I'm not that man. The run generally though felt easy. So my final run of the week, today's Sunday, and my final longish run of this workout block. I'm out here for 15 miles. I'm now 7 miles through, so almost halfway, and this is all easy miles. I'm not actually worried in any way about pace. I am just trying to keep my heart rate between 130 and 140 BPM. Hopefully that is keeping things easy enough that I'm not putting any unnecessary strain on my lungs or on my legs, but it's doing just enough that it's keeping the fitness going and doing a bit of work for my cardiovascular system. Feels good, honestly. It's a miserable day. It hasn't really stopped raining, but let's face it, the marathon next weekend is in the northern region of Scotland, it's likely to be cold and pissing down with rain, because as far as I can understand, that's what it does in Scotland. The good news is that I have worked out the perfect combination of GoPro accessories and fuel belt. That means that I will be able to carry the GoPro on the run next week. Now, I will not be commentating through the whole run because honestly I want to focus on running, but I will try and capture some POV shots, occasionally check in to let you know how I'm feeling, for a longer review of the Loch Ness Marathon and really a blog to let you know how I get on. I will start that video on Saturday morning as I get ready and fly up to Scotland, and I will tell you about the whole weekend as we go. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited. For now, I've got about 7.5 miles to go, and I'm just going to focus on the running. I'm going to put the GoPro away, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of the upcoming videos, and I'll see you soon.